The town of Futaba is located in the middle of the coastal area of Fukushima Prefecture, facing the Pacific Ocean to the east and Abukuma Mountains to the west. The town boasts a rich natural environment surrounded by the sea and mountains. On March 11, 2011, it had a population of 7,140 people and a total area of 51.42 square kilometers. Futaba features good living conditions with relatively warm weather and light snowfall in winter. Cherry blossoms, which are the flower symbol of the town, are in full bloom in spring, and sandalwood, the tree symbol of the town, is familiar to townspeople, so they used it to name facilities around Futaba. Futaba had strong community relations, so they held joint community events and shared information with the other 17 administrative districts. Bon Odori, which is a traditional Japanese dance performed during summer festivals, was held in each administrative district unit. Ohayashi, musical instruments used during Bon Odori, were slightly different in each district. Also, traditional performing arts such as kagura were inherited through generations but interpreted in diverse ways by various communities. The unity of the administrative district was tested at the town's Sports Day Festival held every autumn. Competitions such as tug of war and relays were held, and a fierce championship battle unfolded. Meanwhile, as for sightseeing, there are several famous sites in the small town, such as Futaba Beach that has good water quality, and Futaba Rose Garden, which collects 650 kinds of roses. There were thousands of visitors every year to Daiichi Festival, a traditional festival that is said to continue from the Edo period. During the celebration, townspeople pull a huge daruma, a famous local ornament, on their shoulders. On March 11, 2011, at 2:46 p.m., there was a major disaster caused by the 9.0 magnitude earthquake centered in Sanriku that occurred off the Pacific coast of the Tohoku region. The earthquake measured an upper 6 on the seismic intensity scale, strongly shaking the town of Futaba as well. Although they had major damages such as collapsing houses and impassable roads, fortunately there were no deaths due to crumbling buildings. 1 hour after the major earthquake, an approximately 12-meter enormous tsunami rushed toward the coastal area. Buildings and agricultural lands flooded, and 20 people died while 1 person went missing. In addition, the nuclear reactor of TEPCO's Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station cooling system failed from a higher-than-expected tsunami, which caused an emergency releasing a large amount of radioactive materials. It became an unprecedented serious accident for nuclear power plants in Japan, and an evacuation order was issued for the residents. To this day, evacuation procedures are still in effect for the entire area of Futaba, culminating the severe and serious accident. On March 11, 2011, at 7:03 p.m., the government issued a declaration of a nuclear emergency situation. The next day, at 8 a.m. on March 12th, the town publicized the evacuation to Kawamata, about 60 kilometers north, through the disaster prevention radio. However, in addition to the evacuation instruction to Kawamata, there was other information such as flee west 10 kilometers or more, or a calling from the police, just evacuate to the west, which caused some confusion. As a result, the townspeople evacuated not only to Kawamata, but also inside and outside Fukushima Prefecture, diversifying the evacuation destinations. Approximately 1,200 people out of 4,000 people who had evacuated to Kawamata on March 19, 2011, evacuated to Saitama Super Arena, located in Saitama Town within Saitama Prefecture, about 270 kilometers south of Kawamata Town. Saitama Branch Office served as the Futaba Town Hall, which was set up within the facility, and it was used as an evacuation shelter until the preparation to accept evacuees at the former Kisai High School in Kazo Town, Saitama Prefecture, was completed. On the 30th and 31st of March 2011, about 1,200 evacuees moved to Kisai High School from Saitama Super Arena. On April 1st, 2011, the town set up the Futaba Town Saitama branch in the same school. On the other hand, there were a lot of townspeople who chose to evacuate inside the prefecture because they wanted to stay within Fukushima. Hotel Listel Inawashiro became an evacuation center for refugees in the prefecture. This hotel was located in Inawashiro Town, Fukushima, which was about 100 kilometers ahead of Futaba. Approximately 10% of the town population, about 800 people, evacuated here. 6 months after the earthquake, evacuee relocation to temporary housing from evacuation shelters went smoothly. Besides Saitama Branch, which functioned as the main town office, Fukushima Branch was set up in Koriyama City, Fukushima on October 28, 2011, in order to support people living inside the prefecture. Each branch supported the livelihood of the people within the evacuation center. After that, the town decided to relocate all branches to inside Fukushima. On June 17, 2013, Futaba Town Iwaki office was opened in Iwaki City. The former Kisai High School in Kazo Town, Saitama, was used as an evacuation center even after the relocation of the branches and finished its role as an evacuation housing site lasting 2 years and 9 months on December 27, 2013. Now, 96% of Futaba is still considered a difficult-to-return zone, so people can't enter the town freely and have to live in various places separately. Under such circumstances, a movement toward recovery began in earnest, such as decontamination, demolition, and rebuilding infrastructure for a return in the year 2022. First, they will create a place for new industry and employment in the zones where the evacuation order has been canceled and allow a flow of people back into the town toward 2018 and beyond. In 2019, the reorganizing of the transportation infrastructure is scheduled to start, such as the JR Joban Line Futaba Station, which has been suspended since the earthquake. Other than that, the Joban Expressway Futaba Interchange connecting Futaba and the major cities from the north and south, and General Road, a symbol of recovery connecting Futaba Interchange and the industrial cluster, will be built. In 2020, when the Tokyo Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games are held, an industry and exchange center, which will have welfare facilities for workers, an archive foothold facilities, and a recovery memorial park will be built as a communication hub for sharing information on the earthquake and the recovery efforts. The town aims to increase communications within the town and population. However, while various improvements are in progress for reconstruction, it is also true that there are some people who are not allowed to live in their own house because their homes are in the maintenance area of the interim storage facility. Also, there are other people who can't return home due to the fact that their houses are in the decontamination area and the recovery program has not proceeded on schedule. Futaba Town is doing decontamination work and organizing a housing estate in order to provide them with a new place to live. In this way, we will promote the reconstruction step by step and allow them to return to their hometown. Futaba Town was seriously damaged due to the Great East Japan earthquake and nuclear power plant accident. Unfortunately, it is difficult for Futaba Town to return to the same state it was before the disaster. However, our love for our hometown hasn't changed even after this disaster. We will keep fighting every obstacle until Futaba Town becomes a vibrant town with rich nature.